Hey Aquarius, and welcome to your February 2017 General Tarot Forecast. This is Sky, and I'm here to give you guys, hopefully, another fantastic reading for your month ahead. So I was really proud to talk to some of you guys who came forward and had some readings and just talked about general things with me after last month's reading. Overall, I think the reaction to my videos was really good, and I was really excited to talk to you guys about all the things going on energetically for you and to help any of you guys that were going through some of the struggles. Anyway, without further ado, I'm excited to see what's happening for Aquarius in February. So last month, you guys were kind of coming from a situation where a lot of people were relying on you, where you were struggling to disconnect from other people's advice, other people's opinions about what you were doing. And kind of the moral of that story was that you needed to disconnect a little bit and you needed to just kind of ride off of what you were experiencing within your own authentic self. Okay, and that's definitely coming to the forefront again this month, although it doesn't look like other people are quite as involved, which is a good thing. I think a lot of you guys drew boundaries or created situations where you could more accurately assess where you were at in life without hearing other people's opinions, without basing your actions on what other people needed of you, in situations where that wasn't necessary, like if it doesn't really have to do with your family or it doesn't have to do with something that you're trying to accomplish. You were trying to and needing to disconnect from opinions that didn't have to do with things that were really important for your experience right now, okay? And it looks like February is going to be a lot more of a inward experience than January was, okay? I see you guys getting a lot of universal attention, getting a lot of karmic lessons, karmic experiences coming forward. There might be one person that's still deeply involved, but it's not like 4 or 5 people like it was last month, so that's good. It seems like you've cut down. It seems like you've structured. You've accepted limitations more. And I really think that that's going to reward you during this period of time, Aquarius. And overall, I see that you're going to finally feel a connection to a divine source again. It's like last month you were so outwardly focused and so many people were relying on you that you might have kind of lost a connection that you were feeling to karma, to universal power. Maybe you felt like your life had become so mundane that there weren't no really essence of magic or essence of surprise or spontaneity, or at least a lack of those things last month, but it's coming back this month. And I think you guys are probably already realizing it because, happy birthday to you guys. We have entered into Aquarius season. The sun is in your sign. And also, as I'm filming this, as I'm recording this, it is the 27th of January, and the new moon in Aquarius is almost exact right now. And I just have to say, it's a really beautiful energy. I feel more energized and invigorated than I probably have in months and months and months. And for this to be happening to you guys specifically, I mean, I'm a Scorpio, so I'm getting it by square, but you guys are getting it full on. So maybe this month has come in, and at the end of January and towards the beginning of February, you just feel like this burst of energy, and you're finally able to reconnect with divine spirit, with divine source, and you can finally experience what you've needed to feel for so long now. What you've wanted to feel. There's a lot of essence of actually getting what you want. Okay, and we're going to talk about this week by week, and we do have a few red flags that we need to watch out for, but nothing too bad, okay? Now's the period of time, Aquarius, where you need to embrace your authenticity, and I keep using that keyword. It's a major keyword for me as a spiritual counselor. And especially with the sun and the moon being in your sign, the new moon in Aquarius, when it rolls around to the full moon in Leo towards the middle of February, it's going to be a huge period of time for you guys. It's going to be forward motion, energy, spontaneity, and you guys need it so much, and I'm so happy for you guys. Okay, and overall there's going to be, like I said, this feeling of karmic connection because we've got the Justice card for the central theme of your reading that's tying everything together. So it's like everything happens with a reason. Like, actions of good intention will reward you with rewards of really good intention, okay, and vice versa. But anyway, I kind of want to break this down a little bit week by week and see what's going on for you guys. So in the first week, you guys have the Ace of Wands rooted down by the Two of Swords. So this is that energy that I'm talking about, this spontaneity that's coming into your life. You're going to be feeling maybe the energy to start a new project, the energy to do something that harnesses your creativity, okay? And it seems like in the past you've been struggling with this. It seems like in the past you start projects and you maybe continue them for a short amount of time, but all of a sudden you hit a roadblock. You know, you've got that Two of Swords rooting that down. Or maybe your budget struggles, or maybe you struggle energetically to integrate your creative project with maybe your work and financial material needs and how you pursue that aspect of your life. Maybe your energy seems really scattered. There is an overall underlying issue of Aquarius struggling to place their energy appropriately. Like, where does your energy lie, Aquarius, is my main question to you. It's like you have a lot of it, like an abundant amount of energy. And if you're not feeling that yet, it's coming in, especially towards mid-February, like you'll be feeling it most strongly. But most of you are already feeling your energy. And my main question to you guys is, where does it lie? Where are you putting that energy? January, late January, early February is going to be a great time to map that out, to look at where your energy lies, to look at where you're putting it. Because when the middle of February comes, you're going to need to know. You're going to need to know where your energy is going, and you're going to need to be able to step into a place where you can output that energy in a way that's really proper, in a way that's really true to what you want to achieve in life. Because if you're struggling, Aquarius, to know where your energy's going, if you have things that you really want to do but you don't feel like you have time to do, and you're devoting all your energy to something that doesn't feel authentic, you're going to find yourself feeling really depleted, feeling really heavy, feeling really just unfulfilled, okay? Because you're getting an opportunity, you know, with all this energy coming in your sign. You know, having had Jupiter in Libra, making that trine aspect, it's a lot of scenarios that kind of creep through that don't feel completely easy, that don't feel completely divine, but they're scenarios nonetheless, and it's like you can work with them and you can mold them into something that is beneficial, but you know that takes a lot of effort. So that to me is the complete essence of the Ace of Wands rooted down by the Two of Swords. It's like all of this creative, amazing energy, but you don't know where to put it, and you feel like you've actually got to block yourself off to it a little bit, because having all this energy and being unable to put it to something that fulfills you, it's a very frustrating process, you know, because you feel it, you know that you could be doing something better, but you're struggling to manifest that. You're struggling to schedule it right. And I keep hearing schedules and objectives, and I personally feel like it's completely possible for you guys to balance. And, you know, it's all about balance this month, because, look, you've got that Two of Pentacles and Justice right on top of each other, and Temperance. All of those cards have to do with weighing options, weighing possibilities, and, you know, kind of that synergy that comes from doing that either correctly or in a way that struggles more. So moving into the second week, you've got the Major Arcana card, the Moon, rooted down by the Two of Pentacles, like we're talking about. This is the only place that it could be a little bit difficult. And like I said, there's so much coming forward. For some of the Aquarius, this full moon in Leo is going to expose a lot of hidden secrets. And that's crazy, isn't it? Because the full moon is actually going to be happening in the second week, and it came up in your reading. So that's crazy to me. I didn't even realize that. But I think that really is validating that the full moon is going to have a really big effect on you guys. For some of you out there, it's going to be illuminating things that might be difficult to accept. It's going to be illuminating secrets, lies, hidden truths, and it might feel like you want to block yourself off of that. You know, you've got the Two of Swords. You kind of want to cover your eyes, but you can't. You know, you've got to allow yourself to see everything in its transparency, okay? For those of you who are in codependent relationships, I feel like hidden things are going to come to the surface. I'm not saying that any of you are being cheated on or that lies and secrets are a part of your relationship, but if they are, it's coming to the surface in the second week, and you need to be prepared. Here's where we talk about knowing where your energy lies, knowing what your priorities are in life. The second week is going to come through and potentially expose something that's a little bit difficult, that kind of throws you into a little bit of chaos. It's rooted down by the Two of Pentacles. You might have a struggle with the way that work integrates with the romantic sector of your life, and there might be a feeling of, like, I like the hairs on the back of my neck just stood up. I think that some Aquarius are at work and are worried that their spouse or their significant other is cheating on them. That's a worry for some of you guys. You can't balance quite your romantic and material world. They're struggling to come together. And I do want to give you guys a message that it's possible, like cheating secrets lies, but you're going to find out about it, okay? Like, again, I always tell people, just because Sky over here on Esoteric Healing is talking about cheating doesn't mean that it's happening in your relationship. Like, don't get scared just because I'm saying it. Because you'll know, you have that gut feeling. And your intuition is spot on in February, having justice, temperance, and the moon. The moon is the only problem area, because it is illusions, deceit, or so it can be. And those illusions and deceit are coming from circumstances. With the Two of Pentacles, like, if any of the Aquarius who have already experienced cheating, who already know that it's happened and are kind of recovering from that, you might be having an especially difficult time accepting it because it was a very circumstantial situation. It wasn't like your spouse planned on cheating on you, or it's not something that they had been, like, I don't know, really trying to get past you, but it's something that just kind of happened. And it's like you're having a harsh dialogue with yourself. You're thinking, if I just wouldn't have taken that extra shift, if I just wouldn't have worked those extra hours, I would have been there when they were cheating on me, or I would have been there and they wouldn't have been tempted to cheat on me. And you've got to stop that, Aquarius. You've got to stop taking that dialogue with yourself, because if someone has that potential within themselves, there's nothing you can do. Like, it doesn't matter whether you don't have a job and you stay at home 24/7, or if you're working 18 hours a day and never home. If your significant other has a tendency to cheat, they will find a way, Aquarius. You can't put it on yourself, And maybe your career is leading to some difficulties in your relationship. That may be, but a strong, happy relationship will support your endeavors, because anyone who truly loved you, Aquarius, would see this amazing energy that you've been gifted with over the last year, and especially coming into now. Like, it's coming to culmination now with the new moon in Aquarius, the sun going into your sign. Anyone should be able to see that within you, and if they truly supported you, they would control their urges, they would control themselves, and they would make a supporting path for you to walk on. And it's better to end things, it's better to walk away from this situation than to try to justify their actions based on something that you did wrong, rather than just accepting what their tendencies were as a person. And, this is where justice is hitting these cards. Maybe this is making you think about yourself. Perhaps within your partner, you can see aspects of a past self, like a past version of yourself. Maybe you see how you treated people the way that they treated you, and you're having all of these sudden realizations of, like, a long time past, like years and years ago, and it's kind of a lot to deal with. This could be why you're struggling to know where your energy is, because you're kind of facing a lot of your life right now, but you know that you need to be accomplishing for the future, and the time is really hard to balance right now. Time is hard to harmonize into a part of your schedule, if that makes sense. I think it does to a lot of you. But I will say things will get better in the third week. You've got the Nine of Pentacles rooted down by the Page of Swords reversed. And, this is kind of like, in a way, after tying up a loose end, you finally come into a place of higher consciousness, a place of more authentic happiness. The Nine of Pentacles is beautiful. Your finances are looking up. You are maybe rewarding yourself, maybe treating yourself for some of the difficult labor that you put into attaining these finances. It's really supported for you guys to reward yourself. It's supported to just, and of course, do whatever feels most authentic to you. But the Nine of Pentacles talks about looking beautiful, maybe like treat yourself to a massage or new clothes or something that's really enjoyable for you, because it's going to be helpful in tying up the loose ends. It's not just a matter of indulgence. It's because that's what the Nine of Pentacles is about. The Nine of Pentacles, I guess you could argue that it's a little bit indulgent, but it has reason. It's like its indulgence helps it to get to the next level, which is the Ten of Pentacles, which is utmost achievement, utmost money, utmost wealth, and material well-being. So the Nine of Pentacles, it's like necessary to indulge yourself to gain utility. You know what I mean? Like, there's that economical term, marginal utility, I think it is, where, you know, maybe if you treat yourself to something that's expensive and that get in the burst of energy that gives you to accomplish, you're probably making double that money back, you know, because you have the energy. It's called marginal utility. I believe. I'm not an economist though, and I don't remember. I just remember from having taken economics once, that term. But that's what I feel with the Nine of Pentacles is, you know, stepping into a place of figuring out your marginal utility, treating yourself, and using the feeling of security that you get from that to kind of blast off and take everything to the next level. That's what you need to be concerned with in the third week of February. There is this Page of Swords, this Gemini, Aquarius, or Libra energy that's fallen out of favor with you because it's in the reverse. But I don't see it affecting you guys. This could be like you receiving some kind of difficult message. Maybe if you've been expecting a message from an ex, from a family member whose relationship is difficult right now, that may come in the third week. But it's not going to affect you as much as it is. For the Aquarius who kind of start to stress out about that, like, don't worry so much about it now because, you know, if it were going to be difficult, you wouldn't have the Nine of Pentacles over the top of it. It's like there's something about it that you're just happy to kind of get closure with. It's helping you get to the next step, you know. It's helping you... I feel like conflicts with other people, conflicts with people in your life, with in business or in love, they're kind of inspiring you. They're kind of... any negative criticism, any... roadblocks are kind of inspiring you just to up your game, which is what you need to do, Aquarius. Like, I just got chills. That makes me so happy for you because Aquarius has struggled with criticism lately, has struggled with negativity. So it's like maybe you've accepted now that the negativity is just a part of it and you're just using it to up your game. If not, that's where you need to take it in your head, because if you can't disconnect from these people or from these situations, like I feel like you already would have if you could, you've just got to change your perspective on the product in the first place, you know, and you've got to use that negativity to propel you further forward. And you're doing a lot of that in the third week because you're going to be a little bit tired, it looks like, in the fourth week. In the fourth week of February, Aquarius, you've got the Four of Swords rooted down by Temperance reversed. You're going to need to set aside some time for rest in the fourth week. I would go ahead and do it now if I were you guys. Do your brunt work in the beginning of the month or in the middle of the month. Do your difficult things. Do your long days if you can. Like, schedule most of your demanding things in the beginning or middle of the month because you're going to need to set aside a bit of time at the end of the month if you can. And I know that some of you can't. We can't all just make our schedules, you know. But if you can, set aside a bit of time for rest, reflection, understanding of what's gone on, and potentially maybe set aside some time also to reevaluate your relationship to diet and exercise and water intake. There are some of your systems, Aquarius, that might be a little bit taxed, might be a little bit stressed. Maybe some of you guys are drinking too much, eating too many calories. It's going to be important to balance some of these things. Having temperance and justice in the same reading, like maybe some of you are struggling with blood sugar or blood pressure or something that has gone out of balance in your body and it requires a bit of rest and reevaluation and new thoughts towards the future of what you can do to change that a little bit. You might also be struggling with sleep, having the moon, maybe insomnia, and that's leading to this imbalance within you. I think the best thing that you guys can do is take aside some time to rest, drink more water, and just think about what you can do to exercise more or to start a diet that's more healthy but that you also enjoy. Now, it's not a very supported time to try to do fad diets or something that's really taxing because you guys are too taxed from other sectors of your life right now. Healthy dieting is good, but if it's something that stresses you out, no. Like, you can't take stress from things that you're not already dealing with right now. It's just going to cause you to go into like hyper stress, which is going to make any positive dieting kind of go out the window. So diet in a way, like, it's okay to reward yourself. Everything in moderation, Aquarius. Moderation is important right now with temperance reversed. You've got to moderate a little bit. Just moderate the unhealthy things and make sure that you're eating healthy, delicious things, you know, things that are good. But fad dieting, starving yourself, dietary supplements that like decrease the appetite, I would beware of things like that right now, because your body doesn't need to be any more taxed or stressed out than it is. It doesn't need some kind of huge change or huge difference to also add to the list of huge changes and differences that you guys are experiencing anyway. Okay? And consistency is also emphasized in the 4th week. Having temperance reversed, maybe you've not been able to hold your temper very well. Maybe you can only take people in small doses. It may have been that way for like all of February, where you are trying to disconnect more, you are trying to withdraw more. And it's important that you convey yourself to other people in a way that's consistent, okay? AKA be authentic, because authenticity is consistency. You know, if you're trying to push some kind of false facade or falsity, and then all of a sudden you switch to wanting to push an authentic facade, it's going to be so opposite, you know, that people are going to just kind of be a little bit shocked and disoriented by you. So the message is to be authentic from the beginning, and stick to it. Like, or if you're, I don't know, depending on the nature of the relationship, this doesn't apply to every relationship, but if you're going to portray yourself falsely, like you've got to stick to that story, or just portray yourself authentically and stick to that story, because changing the story, changing the temperament, changing things that don't need to be changed right now, Aquarius, is not supported. It's really important to establish some kind of stability, because things are so unstable last month and so mundane and so unstable that your challenge really is to just find some consistency, find some stability, find something routine in your life, which isn't always fun for Aquarius to hear, because you guys are kind of spontaneous and innovative and always looking for something that's changing. So to kind of be faced in a situation where you need to keep consistent and to not change is not always the most exciting thing for you guys to hear. But it is important, because you guys have justice, you have temperance, the 2 of Pentacles. Things just seem a little bit out of balance right now, and something has to remain stable, okay? So find your Taurus friends, find your Virgo friends, even Capricorn, who else? Higher evolved Libras, Cancers. Stick with that crowd of people who you know where your energy lies with them. It's like you already know, you don't really have to be curious. And kind of learn from the way that, for instance, a Cancer stays so emotionally fit, so emotionally consistent, okay? Or see the way that a Taurus manages their finances in such a responsible, consistent way. And, you know, see how, depending on the evolution level of Libras in your life, see how Libras can balance themselves, and how much they struggle, but at the same time don't struggle to keep a balance. Like, they struggle with really mundane things, but when it comes down to it, Libras can find the balance, and it's kind of a challenge for you right now to do that, Aquarius. So maybe you can learn from them. And again, disconnecting from people who you know that don't have your best interests, like you've already been doing, I can tell from last month. That's going to be great. It seems like there's still a few loose ends to tie up from that. I would do it in the beginning or the middle of the month, so that you can set aside the end of the month for withdrawal, for reflection, for stepping back from stressful events. And overall, Aquarius, there might be some karmic lessons. There might be... I did just hear that some of you guys might not want to be alone right now. There are some of you who are so used to having so many people, so many connections, and air signs tend to like that. And all of a sudden you're not having so many people who are relying on you. And maybe you miss them relying on you. Maybe some of you Aquarians have Cancer in your chart, or Scorpio, and you're born like helpers and supporters, and you don't really have anyone to help or support right now. So that's kind of hard on you potentially. That's not for everyone. And the message is for those Aquarians that you've got to learn to support yourself. You know, this is a karmic lesson. If you can't support yourself, the universe isn't going to send in people for you to support. You know what I mean? So just take that on as your mission. And a lot of Aquarians need to take that self-support, self-love, self-nourishment, self-balance. All of those keywords are going to be really big for you guys in February. I think for the most part, it's going to be a success, because you guys don't really have that many difficult cards, you know? It's just kind of the very early stage of difficulty. It's not really difficult, and you can still reverse it. You don't have to be negative so heavy about things, Aquarius. February is a month where the energy's coming back, and having this Ace of Wands and the Nine of Pentacles, it's beautiful. and you're going to have the energy to accomplish what goals you need to. Just find out where your energy lies is the main moral. So I so appreciate you guys for tuning into this reading. If you check the description box below, you can follow me on Instagram. I have actually started an Instagram page where I'll just be posting like daily draws sometimes, or just helpful memes, or just kind of spiritually themed stuff. So if you guys want that popping up in your Instagram feed, you can follow me. It's in the description box below. There are also links to book a private reading with me if any of you are interested in that, or to email me with any of your concerns or inquiries about business. And it should be popping up on the screen right now, the green and red link where you can click to book a reading with me, and it will take you straight into booking. And anyway, I hope you guys have a really great month. I'm rooting for you, and I'll see you in March. It's going to be a huge month for my channel, so lots of love to you guys. Bye.